Have you ever wondered how wealthy the wealthiest American ever was? Let's take a step back in time and delve into the incomprehensible wealth of one John D. Rockefeller. Born in the mid-19th century, Rockefeller's fortune is still a marvel to behold. You see, when we talk about wealth, we often think in terms of billions. But Rockefeller? He was in a league of his own. Analysts estimate his worth in today's value to be around a staggering $400 billion. Yes, you heard it correctly, $400 billion. This would potentially make him a trillionaire, a concept so staggering it's almost impossible to fully comprehend. We're talking about a wealth so vast it's more than the GDP of some countries. It's a sum that could solve global issues, build cities, even fund space exploration. Imagine $1 trillion, but how did Rockefeller amass such a fortune? John D. Rockefeller didn't start off as a billionaire, quite the contrary, in fact. Now imagine the year is 1839, the world is a very different place, and in Richford, New York, a baby boy is born. His name is John Davison Rockefeller, the second of 6 children. His parents were William Avery Rockefeller and Eliza Davison. The Rockefellers were not a wealthy family, far from the opulence and grandeur that the name would later signify. They were simple folks, living a modest life in the rural landscapes of America. As a youngster, John D. Rockefeller was a hard worker, even from his early days. He was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Instead, he was born with a sense of ambition and a willingness to work. His first job? A humble assistant bookkeeper. Yes, you heard it right. The man who would one day become the richest in the world started off by keeping accounts. He was just 16 years old, working for a small produce commission firm in Cleveland. But even then, he showed signs of his future greatness. He was meticulous, diligent, and had an uncanny ability to manage finances. Young Rockefeller was not satisfied with just being a bookkeeper, though. He was constantly looking for opportunities, always on the lookout for the next big thing. He saved every penny he could, with the dream of starting his own business one day. And in those dreams, he saw something that many others didn't. He saw the potential in a resource that was largely overlooked at the time: oil. His path from a humble bookkeeper to the world's richest man was not an easy journey. It was filled with challenges, setbacks, and failures. But John D. Rockefeller was not a man to be easily deterred. He had a vision, a dream, and the sheer determination to make it come true. But Rockefeller had bigger dreams, dreams that would lead him to the oil fields. The year 1863 marked a turning point in Rockefeller's life. It was the year that saw him embark on a journey that would not only transform his life, but also the American industry as a whole. In the mid-19th century, the oil industry was a chaotic, unregulated mess. Enter John D. Rockefeller, a man with a vision. He was not content with merely participating in the oil business, he wanted to control it. And so in 1870 he founded Standard Oil, a company that would soon become a symbol of his business acumen and strategic brilliance. Rockefeller was a master of organization and efficiency. At a time when oil was being wasted in an uncontrolled frenzy of drilling and selling, he saw the value in refining it into kerosene and other products. This was the first step in his journey to revolutionize the oil industry. But his genius did not end there. He understood the value of vertical integration, a business strategy that involves controlling every aspect of the production process, from drilling to distribution. This allowed Standard Oil to eliminate middlemen, reduce costs, and increase profits. Rockefeller's strategic dominance didn't stop at the borders of his own company. He also utilized horizontal integration, buying out competitors to create a monopoly. His aggressive business tactics were controversial, but they were undeniably effective. By the late 1880s, Standard Oil controlled approximately 90% of the U.S. refineries and pipelines. This unprecedented control over the oil industry led to an accumulation of wealth that was simply staggering. But Rockefeller was not just accumulating wealth for wealth's sake, he was building an empire, a testament to his vision, his ambition, and his relentless drive for success. Rockefeller's influence on the American industry was profound. He didn't just create a successful business, he created a new way of doing business. His strategies of vertical and horizontal integration are still taught in business schools today, and his impact on the oil industry is undeniable. Rockefeller was not just a businessman, he was a titan, a force that reshaped the American industry. His strategies, his vision, and his determination to succeed transformed a chaotic industry into a well-oiled machine. setting the stage for the modern oil industry as we know it. When you have more money than you know what to do with, what do you do? This was a question that John D. Rockefeller, the world's first billionaire, grappled with. His answer? Philanthropy. Rockefeller established the Rockefeller Foundation in 1913, a charitable organization with a mission to promote the well-being of humanity throughout the world. The foundation has been instrumental in numerous public health initiatives, from eradicating hookworm in the southern United States to advancing medical research and education. Today, it continues to work towards global health, food security, and resilience to climate change. Now let's take a step back to the late 19th century. Rockefeller, a firm believer in the transformative power of education, played a pivotal role in founding the University of Chicago. With his generous donation, a small Baptist college transformed into a world-class research university. Today, the university is consistently ranked among the top 10 in the world, a testament to Rockefeller's vision and generosity. But Rockefeller's philanthropy didn't stop at education and public health. He also had a profound interest in scientific research, leading him to establish Rockefeller University in 1900. It was the first institution in the United States dedicated solely to biomedical research. Over the years, the university has been home to numerous Nobel laureates, and its groundbreaking research has shaped our understanding of medicine, genetics, and cell biology. Rockefeller once said, "I believe in the supreme worth of the individual and in his right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I also believe that every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity an obligation, every possession a duty." This belief formed the cornerstone of his philanthropy. He saw his wealth not as a privilege but as a responsibility to contribute to the betterment of society. But the story of Rockefeller is not just about wealth and philanthropy. His legacy is a complex tapestry of ambition, innovation, and generosity, a story that continues to inspire and intrigue us more than a century later. John D. Rockefeller's legacy is more than just his wealth. Indeed, his influence extends far beyond the dollar signs that often define him. It's woven into the fabric of modern America, in our business practices, our philanthropic endeavors, and even in the energy that powers our daily lives. Let's start with the business side of things. John D. Rockefeller, through his work with Standard Oil, revolutionized not only the oil industry, but the very nature of American business. He built the first great trust, a precursor to the modern corporation. This model of business, combining many smaller companies into one large, powerful entity, has since become a cornerstone of our economy. But Rockefeller didn't just create a new way of doing business. He also pioneered strategies that are still used by companies today. His emphasis on efficiency and cost-cutting, his use of vertical integration to control every aspect of production from start to finish, his ruthless competitive tactics, all of these set a precedent for how businesses operate. Now let's move on to his philanthropic efforts. Rockefeller believed that those with great wealth have a responsibility to give back to society. And he didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. Over the course of his life, he donated more than $500 million to various causes, a sum that is staggering even by today's standards. His philanthropy touched a wide range of sectors, from education to health to the arts. Among other things, he founded the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller University, established the Rockefeller Foundation, and provided significant funding for the eradication of hookworm and yellow fever. And his legacy of giving continues today with the Rockefeller Foundation and other organizations he helped establish, still making significant contributions to society. His approach to philanthropy, strategic, focused on impact, and committed to addressing root causes rather than just symptoms, has also influenced how other wealthy individuals and foundations give. But perhaps most significantly, John D. Rockefeller's legacy lives on in the very lifeblood of our modern world: oil. His efforts in the oil industry transformed America, powering the nation's rise to global prominence. And while the industry has evolved over time and we grapple with the environmental impacts of our reliance on fossil fuels, there's no denying that Rockefeller's work laid the foundation for the energy landscape we know today. So, when we talk about John D. Rockefeller, we're not just talking about a man with unimaginable wealth, we're talking about a man who shaped America and left an indelible mark on the world. His legacy is a testament to the power of business to transform society, to the impact of strategic philanthropy, and to the profound ways in which our past shapes our present.